Celebrated heroes, beacons of hope. History remembers those who fought for good. These individuals are held high in our collective memory. They are symbols of courage. They embody the fight against oppression. We celebrate their victories. We learn from their sacrifices. Alexander the Great united a vast empire. Leonidas the First stood against tyranny at Thermopylae. William Wallace fought for Scotland's freedom. Joan of Arc, a beacon of faith, rallied the French against English dominance. These figures, though flawed, inspire us. They remind us that even in the darkest hours, hope remains. They teach us that one person can make a difference. Their stories resonate through time, urging us to fight for what is right. We need such heroes. They give us strength. They remind us of our own potential for good. They inspire us to build a better world. The face of evil, architects of suffering. Just as there is good, there is evil. History also remembers those who spread suffering. These figures represent the darkest aspects of humanity. They are driven by hatred, greed, and a lust for power. Their actions leave behind scars that can last for generations. Adolf Hitler, with his ideology of hate, plunged the world into war. Joseph Stalin's reign of terror decimated millions. Mao Zedong's Cultural Revolution brought death to an estimated 40 to 80 million people. King Leopold II's brutal rule of the Congo remains a dark chapter in human history. Benito Mussolini's fascist regime oppressed and murdered countless innocent people. These individuals remind us of the fragility of peace. They show us the consequences of unchecked ambition and hate. Their actions serve as a stark warning. We must remain vigilant against such darkness. We must never forget the lessons of the past. We must challenge injustice wherever we see it. We must strive to build a world where such atrocities are never repeated. A spectrum of leadership between light and shadow. There's no simple division between good and evil. History is filled with complex figures. Their actions defy easy categorization. Some leaders brought about positive change through ruthless means. Others, initially hailed as heroes, left behind complicated legacies. Julius Caesar's authoritarian ambition led to the end of the Roman Republic. Yet he also laid the foundation for the Roman Empire. Winston Churchill, a staunch defender of freedom, also held views considered racist today. Henry Kissinger's role in ending the Vietnam War remains controversial. Genghis Khan, while a ruthless conqueror, united disparate tribes and established a vast empire. George Washington, the father of the United States, owned slaves. These contradictions highlight the complexity of leadership. We must look beyond simple labels. We must acknowledge both the good and the bad. We must evaluate leaders within their historical context. Legacy's true measure beyond immediate actions. Evaluating historical figures requires nuance. A leader's true impact might not be fully understood for generations. Their actions can have unintended consequences. They might inspire both good and evil. We must consider the long-term effects of their decisions. Martin Luther King Jr. fought tirelessly for equality. His legacy continues to inspire the fight for social justice. Charles G. Taylor, on the other hand, left behind a trail of death and destruction in Liberia. Most leaders fall somewhere in between. Their actions bring about a mix of positive and negative outcomes. Their legacies are debated and reinterpreted by each generation. We must avoid simplistic judgments. We must consider the totality of their impact. We must ask ourselves, did they leave the world a better place? Lessons from the past, guiding our present. History is a valuable teacher. By studying the past, we gain insights into the present. We learn from the successes and failures of those who came before us. We can apply these lessons to our own lives. We must be critical thinkers. We cannot accept narratives at face value. We must question. We must seek out multiple perspectives. We must evaluate evidence carefully. We must be wary of those who claim to have all the answers. We must be skeptical of those who promise simple solutions to complex problems. We must be wary of those who demonize their opponents. By learning from the past, we can make more informed decisions in the present. We can strive to elect leaders who are ethical, compassionate, and committed to the common good. Ultimately, we can build a better future for ourselves and for generations to come. If you enjoyed this video, please let us know by clicking, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Most importantly, vote and let your voice be heard.